Hello and welcome once again to the Dwarven Tavern. I am your host Lyric, and this is my trusty sidekick Maximilian. And we are going to be tackling a solo talk. I was going to call this a beginner's video, but this isn't really a beginner's topic. It's more of an intermediate to advanced topic, and I'll get into it in a second. So, you want to be the best gamer ever, right? It's a very broad topic, but a lot of people want to claim that they are the best gamer ever, or that they're the most, I don't know, popular gamer ever, or that they're the best at what they do when it comes to gaming. So the problem with that is that it gets really hard to take breaks from that. And what I mean by that is that sometimes, and we don't like to admit this very much, but sometimes even the best of the best get tired of what they do. And it's a big dent to their pride when they have to admit that. Well, let me stop you right there. Yes, it happens. Gamers, tabletop gamers, video gamers, board gamers, card gamers, that's weird to say, card game gamers, that's even weirder. Anyway, anybody who can identify as a gamer, they get tired of it. All this stuff, as much as I adore and love every little ounce of it, even the Odeog, and the Minotaur Skeleton, and the, I think this is a zombie ogre? Yes, ogre zombie, well, excuse me. So, even though I love all this stuff, at one point in time, Lyric did get tired of it. And let me just give you a brief example of my own personal history. I've been playing since about 5 years old, is like my earliest memory. And I've talked about it and talked about it, about how I started, and I love to brag about it. I am not shy about it. I love to claim that I have played every type of game out there. I have played Dungeons and Dragons for, like, what is it, 20 years now? I've probably tested it at one point in time in this gaming history that I have. But when I was about 16 or 17 years old, I had been gaming for 10 years at that time. God, that sounds so weird. I had been gaming for around 10 years when I was 15, so 11, 12 years of gaming, and we would game constantly. And I mean constantly as every weekend to every day. There was one summer that we gamed every single night, and that was for 3 months straight. And that was called the Saints Campaign. And this is around the time that this happened, actually. Because too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And this was a perfect example of that. When I was that age, I got really tired of playing Dungeons and Dragons. And that wasn't to anyone's fault. That wasn't a problem with me growing out of it and being like, oh my god, it's so lame, Dad. Can you, like, not push Dungeons and Dragons on me anymore? I'm, like, into ponies now. Like, it wasn't anything like that. But it was, I was just tired of it. And it was such a bore to do it every single night. You might claim that this never has happened to you, and that's fine. But it does happen. And I'm here to tell you that don't worry about it, because here I am, back in the saddle, 25 years old almost, and it took me a little bit, but I got back into it, and I slowly found my love for gaming again. So it's not like it lasts forever. So I'm here to tell you, not ask you, I'm here to tell you what you can do when this happens to you. What can you do as a gamer who falls out of love of gaming? First off, don't judge. Do not judge your fellow gamer for this, because it happens, okay? It happens to the absolute best. Pro athletes get tired of their sports, journalists get tired of writing, photographers get tired of their cameras. Everyone in any profession gets tired of their craft. And that's why we have vacations. we have stressful work that we have to do on a constant basis. So why don't we also get the chance to refresh ourselves? So, vacation or take a break from gaming is my number one suggestion, is that make sure that you have time away from it. If you're, going to the gaming sessions and you realize that you're distracted or you're bored or you're not really happy with how the event is going, or it's not just convenient at that time, then tell the other gamers, I have to step away from this for a little bit. It's not that I hate you guys. It's not that I hate the game. It's that I'm finding myself more and more unable to stay motivated to play the game. And you just need to recoup. Like, maybe something else is going on. And this is another suggestion, is soul search and find what else is causing unhappiness. Maybe the fact that you're gaming so often, it feels like that's the problem, but in reality, you're not getting a break from other things, like overworked, or there's too much school going on right now, or exams, or midterms. Like, it just depends on the person, and sometimes they don't even realize that that's what the problem is. They have to soul search and find it and say, you know what, it's not the fact that I'm unhappy with the game. I'm overeating a lot and I've gained a lot of weight and now I'm uncomfortable in my clothes. So now it takes so much fun out of it when I have to sit in pants around other people. So maybe I should lose some weight and get that motivation back in other things so that I can get back into gaming. So basically, when you find the unhappiness wherever else it is rooted, fix it, and maybe the gaming will also be fixed. If you're using gaming as a stress relief or as a solution to the unhappiness and all of a sudden it's affecting the gaming, then you definitely should take a break, because you don't want to completely ruin that experience for you when your real unhappiness is lying elsewhere. Not talking as your therapist, but that's just my 2 cents. So there's vacationing, there's taking a break, and then there's also maybe you should just play a different game. And this is talking about stay within D&D, go outside D&D. There's all these magnificent games over here. While they are on display to show our lovely collection, we're also advertising them for you to look into yourselves. And check out reviews and stuff. This is another piece of advice that I'm jumping ahead to. Check out other gaming channels. Our channel is a great one. Any of the other YouTubers that play video games, watch them play D&D if they have that available, and get back into the mojo by watching someone else have a good time. Well, you can also play any sort of card game or board game or anything like this. Minis is even a fun one. I have to do a beginner's video on that still. I haven't forgotten. Which is actually why, fun fact, these guys are up here, as I will be doing that hopefully shortly, within the near future. So take any of these, for example. I recommend Choose One. It's one of my favorites. And this is a good book. You should definitely read that. There's some stuff up here that we haven't reviewed yet, but I would definitely check any of these out and see them for yourselves. Polaris is another good tabletop game. If you don't want to expand from tabletop game, but you want to expand in tabletop game, Polaris is a good one. World of Darkness, Pathfinder. If you don't want to play D&D, there's always Pathfinder. It's pretty much the same thing, but the rules are slightly different, and because of that, it gives you a strangely new experience. And I quite much like Pathfinder, and I highly recommend that as well. So, play a different game. It doesn't have to be outside of tabletop, but it can be. Or play a video game, or a card game, or get into solitaire, play Uno, play anything. Get those creative juices flowing, get that motivation back, enjoy the company that you're with. This is actually also another great example, or not example, but suggestion, is that by doing that, you can also find if it's the people you're gaming with that's causing the problem. And what I mean by that is you can play these different games with the same gaming group, or you can play D&D with someone else. Find a different gaming group. Explore your horizons. You're not the only gaming group out there. Let me tell you that first and foremost. There are tons of resources online that you can find, and find other gaming groups. Roll20.net. Skype even is a great gaming medium. Facebook has calls. They have face calls on Facebook that you can use and game with other people that you've hardly ever met and known and gotten to be around. So it's not like you're secluded to these one groups of people if you find yourself unhappy with those groups of people. So vacation or take a break, play a different game, play with different people, soul search, watch videos to re-inspire you, and this doesn't even have to be like YouTube videos. This can be like gaming material, like you can watch Lord of the Rings and binge watch that, or The Hobbit, or Harry Potter, or even Star Wars if you're into the sci-fi aspect of gaming. You can watch The Gamers by the Dead Gentleman Productions, I think. Very good movie, and that always gets me going for wanting to play with the gaming group that I'm in. And of course, always talk to your group. Take them aside, talk to them buddy to buddy, and say, hey, you know what, I'm feeling kind of down lately with gaming, and I feel like I'm not really in the groove of it, and I need some time, and are you getting this way too, or have you ever experienced this before, or what would you do? Talk to them. Maybe they can help you through it. Maybe they'll be like, you know what, I'm kind of feeling that same way too. Maybe this game is just, it's outworn its welcome. Maybe this game that we're playing is just tired and it just needs to take a break, needs to be on the shelf for a little bit. So let's start a new campaign. Or maybe you're starting too much and you need to focus on one generic character that you have, and that's fine too. So talk to your group, talk to your DM. Lyric's number one rule, excuse me, my number one rule is pronunciation guides always. Lyric's number 2 rule is communicate with your DM, with your co-players, with your group as an entirety, with your friends who don't play, but understand what you're into and are okay with it. Talk to them. Just communicate, lay it out all on the table for everybody to get their 2 cents in. If they judge you, then that's their problem, because you're trying to make this a better, like you're trying to find a solution for it and better yourself for it. And if they make fun of you, that's uncool on their behalf, not you. You're fine. This happens to everybody. Don't feel bad about it. I just want to make that absolutely clear. I was tired of gaming for a very long time. I would say at least a year, maybe 2, where I wanted nothing to do with D&D. At the time we were playing the Saints campaign. We played the Super Sisters, which was a, I forget what it's called, but it's like Super Sentinels or something like that. And we played Super Sisters where I was a superhero. I was a Valkyrie. We were playing, I don't even remember what else we were playing, but we had like 16 different campaigns going on. And I just got really overwhelmed and tired of it. And I had to take a step back, regain my bearings, and come back to it. And that took me a long time. Actually, what got me back into gaming is I introduced my then very new boyfriend into it, and, excuse me, I was the dungeon master for our solo campaign, and watching him get all excited about it, because he'd never played it before, it made me all excited about it, and that actually kind of just reintroduced my love into it. So that could be another thing. You could just reintroduce gaming to yourself through someone else, aka teach someone else, bring someone else into the gaming community, because we need more and more people. That's how we're going to take over the world. So keep recruiting, and I'm sure, you know, it'll solve not only your problem, but we will also own the world. So keep that up too. So, lyrics tips for when you fall out of love with gaming. And it might take a while. I'm not going to say it's going to be overnight. It might be. It might happen that way, but it might take a while to get to that overnight escapade, which sounds very derogatory, but I'm not going to go there. So my tips for helping you out: give it time, rest, take a step back, take a break, watch videos, talk to your people, talk to your best friends, play other games, play with different people, soul search, and make sure that the problem is with gaming and not something else, and you're just taking it out on gaming, because that's not fun for anybody. And please, please just give it time. Just relax, do not panic, That's my main thing here, is I'm saying that you're not alone. Falling out of love with what you do is not, it does not make you bad at what you do. It just makes you tired of what you do. And when we're tired, we sleep, so that when in the morning we can feel rejuvenated. This goes for literally everything. When you're tired of this, take a break and you'll feel rejuvenated. Your sleep, it might be a little bit more that you need in the end, but you still need to do it. You still need to take a break and get a breather and reevaluate everything that's going on in your life, whether it's related to gaming or not. So, and if you've never felt this way before, and you're one of those people that go, well, I've never felt that way before, good for you. Don't make others feel bad because you're special, okay? We're pretty much average Joes all in this together, so if you're one of the select few that are lucky enough to not feel this ever in your entire life, keep your mouth shut. We don't want to feel bad about this. So, again, this gaming community is a community, and we're all in this together. So, if you're one of those people that's never experienced this before in your entire life, that's fine. Please, at least, help a brother out when it comes to this type of situation. So, I'm just repeating myself at this point in time, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it there. That was pretty much the wrap-up of this video. If you have anything that you would like to suggest to the fellow gamer who may or may not be falling out of love with their particular game, please comment below. I'm sure they would love to hear it. I feel like I was very thorough, but I'm always missing stuff. So go ahead and comment below. I'm sure that anybody would appreciate it, including myself, if this were to ever happen to me again. Which it may. I don't know. I don't know the future, so I'm probably gonna have to rewatch this video for when I fall out of love with gaming later on. Hopefully, never. So, you can check out the rest of my beginner videos and solo talks and whatnot and everything else on this channel. Please check us out at www.dwarventavern.net, where we update things almost on a weekly basis, I believe. We still have to figure out the kinks. We're going through a lot of stuff on our website right now, so if you don't find anything, please comment somewhere on our social medias and we will get back to you. Also, we have the podcast. It's still going on. We're getting it back into the motion of having it go on. So please, go ahead and listen to that. It's on our front page. And I am Lyric Owens with the Dwarven Tavern. Once again, wishing for you to want from nothing but adventure, and at first I feared it, then I charged. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.